Hey y'all, my name is Babbles, and welcome back to Building Tales, where today we'll be looking back at the first build that I made based on a viewer's request. This is the full compilation of my build for Smaug's lair from The Hobbit. So, enjoy! Hey y'all, my name is Babbles, and welcome back to another episode of Building Tales, the series where I'm teaching myself how to build better in Minecraft using stories. And today, I'm on a mountain. I'm on a mountain because a while back I got a request from a comment asking me to build the King Under the Mountain's lair. Now that's from The Hobbit, which is a story that I love. And I just happened to find the perfect cave for it. So I've got my brightness turned up and I've got torches spammed pretty much everywhere so that you can see. But I really love the way this looks already. I think I'm going to cover this up a bit just so it's not super huge, because this goes down even further. But this area up here is perfect for what I have in mind. And it even has a ton of ore in the walls, like emeralds and iron, which I think will fit in perfectly. So, let's get started. So right now I've got that area covered up, and looking at it, this is the perfect place to put Smaug, the dragon, in the King of the Mountains lair, or the King Under the Mountains lair. So this is where this week's challenge kind of comes in. I've built a few organics by this point. I've built Charybdis and Skyla, and the legs on Baba Yaga's house were also considered organics, but I think this is my first time building an organic that has a face. So this should be interesting. Most of the ones that I've built have only been a part of the whole body, but this one will be pretty much the whole thing. So what I want to have him be doing is I want him to be sleeping amongst his treasures. So I'm thinking maybe slightly curled up in this area. But, we'll see. Okay, so the plan changed a little bit. This still isn't a full organic, but sometimes sacrifices must be made in order to make the entire build more effective. Since I want Smaug to be sleeping amongst his treasures, I needed to build only parts of him so that he could be tucked in amongst the gold. So I've built him primarily out of netherrack because it's red and kind of scaly looking, and then I've got the raw iron block underneath as kind of his belly with some dripstone spikes. I used a couple of candles for horns on his head, and he's got ears, and I didn't do any eyes because he is sleeping, so they would be closed. And I thought it would just look better if I didn't put anything for the eyes there. But here, I added a couple of campfires under trap doors as if he's snoring smoke. And I really like how that both lights up the area and kind of gives that impression. And then over here, I've got his tail, where I kind of just did the same shapes over and over again. And I'm finding with organics, if you're going to do something a little more round, it's more effective to kind of have just one block kind of connecting each section to kind of smooth it out. So I've got the netherrack tail with the spines on that as well, with some of the raw iron underneath. So yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is fill this place up with gold. So this is where we are going to leave it off for today. So to fill it with gold, I just kind of laid down a base layer of raw gold and then speckled in some glowstone here and there, both for light and because it kind of looks like the gold. And wherever I felt there was a space that was a little too empty, I just added a pile of gold. And then I went back through with the ores and the diamond and gold blocks just to add a few more valuables. And here I wanted it to be kind of arched as if his body was keeping the gold up, almost as if he had a blanket of gold on. And then over here, he's resting his head on the gold. So that's why they're piled up in these areas and it's kind of around his tail over there. But yeah, this is where we're going to leave it for today, but I am not done with this build because this layer wasn't a cave in the original story. It used to belong to the dwarves. So, for the next one, I'm gonna add some of those details in. And I'm really excited for that. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you like, subscribe if you so choose, comment down below what stories you'd like me to take a look at in the future, and don't forget to check out a book from your local library. See y'all! Hey y'all, my name is Babbles, and welcome back to another episode of Building Tales, the series where I've been teaching myself how to build better in Minecraft using stories. In the last video, I built out a bit of Smaug from The Hobbit in the King Under the Mountain's lair. And I've got all the gold, and I've got him with his head and his tail as if he's sleeping amongst his gold. But there's something very important about his lair that I really want to add in this video. This cavern used to belong to the dwarves. So what I really want to do is add some of the dwarven architecture and make it look like it was once a building. And it might end up being just kind of a suggestion of that because, you know, over time, with his movements and all of that, it would have eventually kind of degraded a bit. So I want it to look a little bit broken down and as if it's kind of midway between a cave and something manufactured. So let's get started. So what I've done so far is just lay out a few basic pillars. These are just kind of placeholders for now, and I've done them in polished tuff so that they'll kind of stand out a little bit from the stone, but still blend in a little bit. So this is the basic shape that I want, and I'm going to go in and detail it later. But I wanted them to not just be straight up and down. I wanted them to have a little bit of movement. And I'm thinking these could have been places where they placed lanterns or things like that to light up the area, and I've just got them kind of around. And then here, I've got these two walkways that maybe the dwarves would kind of use to cross the cavern. And I really like in movies, like in magical type movies, when they have walkways kind of layered on top of each other. So I just wanted to kind of emulate that here. And so now I'm going to go through and detail it. So yeah, here we go. So here we have it, the completed layer. Now, as you saw, with these, I kind of went in and detailed them first and then kind of aged them a little bit by making it kind of crumbly, making parts of them kind of have fallen off and broken down. And I had lanterns set up on these where I thought I would want them, and then I went through and took some of them away as if they broke or got damaged somehow. And then for the bridges, I really wanted them to be in kind of a state of disarray. So I went through first and added all the tuff where I thought it would be crumbling, and then I went and cracked a couple holes in them. And I'm really excited about how this looks. I think this is a level of detail that I haven't really attempted before, and I like what I've done here. So this is it. This is the King Under the Mountains lair. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like if you like, subscribe if you so choose. Comment down below what stories you'd like me to take a look at in the future. Don't forget to check out a book from your local library. See y'all!